I was asked a couple of weeks ago to update my Blu-ray collection. I have no idea why anybody would want to know what I have on Blu-ray, but somebody asked, so here we go. As you can see, I no longer have room on my shelf for a new movie. I'm now having to stack them on top of the ones that are already in the back. Why do I have so many Blu-rays? I don't know. It's a compulsion. I go to the Walmart, I find something for $10, it may be on Netflix. I may have it on DVD already. I buy it anyway. Look at this shit. Terminator Salvation, who the fuck wants this shit? Me, apparently, it was $10. Why? I don't know. Same thing with this one. Look at this. Terminator 3. Well, that's got her tits and ass in it, so that's why anyone would want that one. But you see, I have tons of movies that come on TV all the time, like Universal Soldier. Universal Soldier. Who's gonna want that? It comes on TV all the time. But I got it. Look at this. Doom. Movie is a complete piece of ass, but I got it. Why? Why? You might as well ask why I've got an entire stack of 3D glasses from going to the theater and seeing them. I can't use these on my 3D TV. To use my 3D TV, I gotta use these active glasses. But I got stacks and stacks of these. Why? Why do I keep these? What the fuck is the matter with me? Look at this shit. Am I gonna start hoarding 3D glasses? What the fuck? But anyway, so here you go. You wanted to know? Here you go. So that's a DVD. That's a Blade collection. I haven't upgraded it to Blu-ray yet. John Carter 3D. Now let me tell you something. A lot of you out there are saying that John Carter is crap because it didn't make any money in the box office. Y'all haven't even seen it yet. Most of you haven't even seen it. It's good, okay? It's a good, fun, summer popcorn action sci-fi movie. In fact, it feels like something that, if they had had the effects, would have come out in the 80s. It's like Krull or something like that, you know? It's got that summer movie feel to it. It's kind of hard to describe. You cannot judge how good a movie is by whether people go to see it at the box office or not. It's a fact. Kick-Ass bombed at the box office. Okay? But it's a good movie. King Kong did not do as well as the other movies from Peter Jackson at that time did. But it's a good movie. It's a fun little movie. Big Trouble in Little China bombed at the box office, but it's a great fucking movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. You cannot judge a movie as to whether it's watchable or not based on what happens at the box office. So my friends, I recommend you go see John Carter. Transformers Dark of the Moon. This is my son's copy. I am waiting to get the 3D $30 edition. Then you got Men in Black 1 and 2. Already went over the Terminator films. Okay, you can't see it because it's dark, but this is the Matrix Ultimate box set. You can't see this one because it's dark, but this is Game of Thrones Season 1. I do not have the box set for the Next Generation movies. Do you know why? Because with the exception of Star Trek First Contact, all of the Next Generation movies suck ass. First Contact is the only one worth a shit, and that's only because the Borg is in it. The rest of them suck. And all you guys that are excited about seeing Bane in Dark Knight Rising, you want to see that actor Tom Hardy in a different light, go back and watch Star Trek Nemesis. Remember Captain Picard's clone? The skinny little scrawny bald clone? Yeah, guess who that was? Tom Hardy. He's like Christian Bale. He can gain weight or lose weight at will. You want to go see him looking like Dr. fucking Evil? Watch Star Trek Nemesis. Might give you a different perspective on Mr. Hardy. Here we go. Back to the Future trilogy. Got that one. Lion King 3D. I like Disney movies. I don't give a fuck who knows it. Ghost Rider 1 and 2. Yes, I have the second one. It is better than the first one. If you don't believe it, kiss my ass. Land of the Lost. Very funny movie. Wasn't the reason it bombs because people didn't know what to expect. They thought it was going to be a family movie, and it is not. Sleepy Hollow, Polar Express, that's actually my kids. I'm not sure what that's doing up here. Sherlock Holmes, I have not picked up the second one yet. I'm looking forward to it. Goodfellas, fantastic movie. The Goonies, I'm a big fan, don't give a shit who knows it. I've watched this movie at least 200 times. I'll probably watch it 200 more. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. You guys knew I had that one. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'm looking forward to the box set so that I can bury this one underneath it and hope that no one ever notices again that I have it. Public Enemies. Meh. Could have lived without it. So-so. I'll probably be trading this one in at the used movie store. Big Trouble in Little China. This is one of my favorites. Gotta love it. Pandorum sucks shit. Gonna be trading it in when I get a chance. Chaos sucks shit. Near Dark is a classic 80s low-budget vampire movie. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest you try it out. It's one of the few times that Bill Paxton actually did some good acting. Iron Man 1 and 2. Iron Man 1 was great. Iron Man 2 was kind of meh. Yes, I have Green Hornet on 3D. Yes, the movie sucks. This is another one I'll be trading in. 300. Dexter, the third season. Why do I only have one season of Dexter? Because I bootlegged the rest. Army of Darkness. This is one of my all-time favorite films. Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2, right here. The duo. I don't ever go without having this on the newest medium. Whenever a new medium comes out, I rush out and buy these. Yes, there's been a bazillion different versions of it. I prefer these two. These are my favorites. I carry them with me whenever I go on a road trip because I know that if I'm ever stuck for something to watch and I just can't decide on something, I can watch these. Machete was better than I thought. Thought it was really going to suck. Wasn't half bad. The only thing I didn't like about it was the Lindsay Lohan nudity because damn, she's fugly. Avatar. Y'all know about that one already. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's another 80s movie I can't live without. Prince of Persia sucked ass. Dinosaur. Good for its time, but now it's kind of dated. Kick-Ass I already spoke about. Monster House is my kids. Don't know why it's down here. Independence Day. Great movie. Blazing Saddles, you already know I'm a fan of that. Open Season 3D, another one movie of my kids. Edward Scissorhands, classic. This is called I Sell the Dead. It's got one of the guys from Lord of the Rings in it. It's got Ron Perlman in it. If you haven't seen it, you ought to check it out because it's really fucking awesome. It's low budget, but it's a great fucking flick. Now, the American Godzilla. The less said about that, the better. First two Transformers movies, Gladiator and Braveheart, and I'm running out of room, so let's just start covering these that are blocking my view. We got Tron Legacy. I don't care. You could say it sucked. I thought it was epic. The soundtrack from Daft Punk is amazing. You should watch it. Waterworld, another one that people say sucks, but I think it's a great action movie. I like it. It may not be the most scientifically accurate movie, but it's good. Beowulf Director's Cut. Another movie that people seem to think that sucks, but I think it's fucking awesome. Green Lantern. Moving along. The Rocketeer. This is a fantastic movie. It's one of my all-time favorite summer blockbusters, even though it kind of bombed. Another good example of you never can judge a movie strictly by its box office. The Rocketeer is epic. It will always be epic. If you don't believe it, fuck you. Good day. See ya. Get off my video channel. Next, Tron. Also a classic. If you don't like Tron, I got nothing for you. Next. That's another one of my kids. Okay, next. Passion of the Christ. That's right. That's right. I am a fan of the Passion of the Christ. Moving along. That's right, folks. I own The Phantom. Not Phantoms with Ben Affleck. The Phantom with Billy Zane. Shitty movie, but it's one of those ones where it's so bad it's good. Okay, that's The Princess Bride. I make no excuses about this. This is a fantastic fucking movie. It's one of the funniest movies of all time. And of course, my favorite character is the priest because I'm married. But anyway, next we got Aliens. And this is my favorite one of the series. For you purists, I know that might be offensive, but so what? Fuck you. It's my favorite. Kiss my ass. Walking Dead Season 1. I wasn't too enamored with Season 2. Let's all just hang out on the farm for an entire season. Yeah. Okay. T2 Judgment Day. I don't even have to explain that one. The Terminator. I don't even have to explain that one. The Spirit. Yeah. I know a lot of people dislike this movie, but I actually like it. I like it's kind of a campy take on like a mixture of camp and noir. I like it. I know a lot of people don't. It's not to their taste, but, you know, you don't have to like everything I like. Moving along. Yes, I have Daredevil's director's cut. Do the extra scenes make any difference? No. Next up, The Punisher Warzone. I don't care what anyone says. This was a good Punisher movie. This was a funny, good Punisher movie. Yeah, it had a shitty bad guy in it, but the guy, you know, I think they did the character more justice than Thomas Jane did. At least give it that, folks. At least give it that. Next, you have The Mummy Returns. Shouldn't have to explain that one too much, except the effects with the rock at the end sucked ass. The original Mummy. No, I do not have the third Mummy movie because it wasn't really a mummy. It was just a resurrected wizard. He was never a mummy at any point in the whole fucking movie. They shouldn't have even called it The Mummy, and it just plain sucked ass without Imhotep. Alright, so there's all of the Harry Potter films, and then you've got 7, which is a great movie, all 4 of the Pirates of the Caribbean films, The Shawshank Redemption. Moving back down here, you got Wanted. A lot of people hated it. I fucking loved it. Star Trek. A lot of people hated the new one. I fucking loved it. Gremlins. Dark City. Fantastic sci-fi movie. If you haven't seen it yet, need to check it out. Interview with the Vampire. The only good Anne Rice movie ever made. Batman Begins. Don't have to explain that one. Dark Knight. Don't have to explain that one. Faster. A movie that's got The Rock in it and it's actually good. If you don't believe me, go rent it and find out for yourself. The A-Team. Wasn't as bad as people put it off to be, but it still kind of felt half-assed when I watched it. Probably be trading that one in. Lara Croft Tomb Raider. The first one was decent, second one was ass. That's why I only have one. Spaceballs. Don't have to explain that. Hulk. This was actually a good movie. It just wasn't a good Hulk movie, if that makes sense to you. The Incredible Hulk. Much, much better. I still don't think that Norton nailed it the way the guy from the Avengers did. The guy from the Avengers just seemed to have a better feel. To me, Edward Norton seemed like he was trying to just recreate Bill Bixby from the TV show. Captain America, don't have to explain that one. Hellboy 2. The reason I don't have Hellboy 1 is because you can get it at $10 at Walmart, and I'm a procrastinating asshole. The Thor, fantastic movie. Liked it a lot better than I thought I would. It does get kind of slow on the Earth part where they're just kind of sitting around drinking coffee and talking and shit. You know, it needed more action. Tombstone, epic. Love this. It's one of my favorite westerns, next to probably Unforgiven, which I sadly do not own. Event Horizon is a lot better than people give it credit for. It's if you like the Dead Space horror sci-fi games, this has kind of a similar feel to it, so you might want to check out Event Horizon. Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, don't have to explain, although this one really sucked. Twister, one of those so bad it's good movies. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Cowboys and Aliens sucked. I'll probably be trading it in. Doom, we've already discussed. Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses. I like both of these movies, and I make no apologies for it. Don't like it? Fuck you. Inception, fantastic movie. Thought it was really great. I seem to have been the only person in the theater that actually understood it, though. The Postman. This is another movie that's a lot better than people give it credit for. Yes, it is too long. Could have used a much more tight edit, but still, I liked it. It has almost nothing to do with the book that it was based on, but I like it. Dante's Inferno. This is the anime based on the game, and it's shit. Don't ever buy it. Don't even watch it. I'm going to be trading it in as soon as I get the chance. Total Recall. Don't have to explain that one. Kind of surprised by how close the remake is actually following it, despite the fact that it's not on Mars. I don't think the original book was on Mars, though, either. The Protector, great Tony Jaa movie, even though he's fighting to save a fucking elephant. The Running Man, I don't have to explain that one. It hasn't quite held up as well as some of Schwarzenegger's other movies, but it's still fun for a laugh. X-Men 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. X-Men 3, I actually thought was better than a lot of people say it is, but not by much. There was pieces of it that were good. Pieces. Just small pieces. What really ruined it for me more than anything else was they rushed the storyline of the Dark Phoenix. They didn't even get it right. And all the fucking lame wire work. And why the hell did they have Kelsey Grammer in a fursuit? Should have been CGI. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. He looked like a fucking furry. X-Men First Class. This is probably the best X-Men movie that's been made. Even though Wolverine's in it for like 2 seconds. This was a great frickin' movie, although by coming out, it kind of fucks with the continuity of these. Like in X-Men 3, where Xavier and Magneto go to meet Jean Grey, and he's not in his wheelchair, but he's an older man and has lost all of his hair already. Meanwhile, you have this one, he gets shot at the end of it, he's still got all of his hair, and he's a younger man, and he's in the wheelchair already. So this one kind of messes with the continuity, and it really messes with the continuity of this one right here. It's like this never happened. It's like this is some alternate universe Wolverine, and the less said about it, the better too. This is one of my sons, don't know why it's here. I actually liked this movie, this John Travolta movie, even though he's obviously got some personal issues to work out, but as a movie on its own, I thought it was good. Universal Soldier, Boondock Saints 1 and 2, I love both of these, I make no excuse for it, don't like it, fuck you. Let Me In, good version of a fantastic European vampire movie that was called Let the Right One In. That one's actually a little bit creepier than this one, I think, so it might behoove you to try them both. G.I. Joe was a little bit too cartoony. I felt that towards the end with the whole underwater base and everything, it was a little bit too close to the cartoon. Was hoping for something a little bit with a little bit more bite than that. It looks like the sequel's going to have that, but they delayed it till next year. They were advertising it for June, and then a few weeks from its premiere, they delay it till next year. What the fuck is up with that? The Wolfman. Not as bad as people said it was, but it's still not great. Predator. Epic. Don't have Predator 2. Thought it sucked. Predators. You know, the recent one. Predators. Good. I liked it. Could have been better. I would have preferred to have a few more... I would have preferred to have a few better actors in it than what we got, but still, good movie. Troy, this is one a lot of people don't seem to like. I thought it was fucking epic, loved it. Ghostbusters, don't even have to explain that one. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, a lot of people hate it, I like it. Ong Bak 2, yeah, I don't have the first one, oh well. This, I know it's hard to read, but this is the Devil May Cry anime series. And it's actually pretty good. It's not the worst anime I've ever sat through. Watchmen, another movie that I thought was a lot better than people gave it credit for. Forrest Gump, Tropic Thunder, this movie cracks me up. Zombieland, not too bad. Monster Squad, that's a movie from the 80s. It's actually my son's, not sure why it's up here. V for Vendetta. This is another one a lot of people didn't like because of the ways it strayed from the comic, but I fucking loved it. Chronicles of Riddick, I liked it, I don't care if you didn't. Kingdom of Heaven. This is actually a good movie. A lot of people that didn't like it when it first came out saw the theatrical cut. This is the director's cut, and believe me, it's so much better. If you came away from this thinking that it kind of sucked, go back and watch this version. You'll thank me for it. It's a much better film. Ninja Assassin. I've only watched it once. Kind of regret buying it. Expendables. Epic fucking movie. Can't wait to see the second one. Superman Returns. I feel that this was a good attempt to make a sequel to the original films. I do not feel it made for a good reboot. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the new film next year. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I make no excuses for this one. I know it's incredibly historically inaccurate. I don't give a shit. It's a good fucking movie. Conan the Barbarian, right here. Let me explain something to me. How is it that Jason Momoa could play a character so much like Conan in this, but when he gets to actually be in a Conan movie, and this one's the Schwarzenegger one, I don't even own the other piece of shit, but Jason Momoa gets to play Conan, and he doesn't play Conan like he played a Conan-like character in this. He changes it all up, and I don't know if it's because he didn't want people to think that he could only play characters like the one from Game of Thrones, but instead, in the Conan movie that he's in, he almost... It feels like something from TV, you know. It felt like Hercules: The Adventures, or it felt like that Kevin Sorbo movie, Kull the Conqueror, that was also based on a Robert E. Howard character. Momoa, you should have been more like this and less like what you were, son. And maybe then the movie would have actually made some money and would have been good. Silence of the Lambs, you know all about that one. Outlander. Outlander is a sci-fi movie that not a lot of people have gotten to see. It's a reimagining of the Beowulf story, as you can see here, But in this, Beowulf is an alien from another planet, played by Jim Jesus Caviezel, and the Grendel is an alien creature that that was stowed upon his ship when he crash landed on Earth. And it's a great fucking movie. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. I don't even think it got a theatrical release here in the States, but it's a fantastic movie for having a lower budget. Highly recommend this one if you haven't seen it. Outlander. Check it out. This is Red Dwarf, the director's cut of the Back to Earth miniseries. This is, I guess you could say this would be considered Season 9 or Series 9. The rest of them haven't been released on Blu-ray yet. You can get them on DVD. Red Dwarf, I make no apologies for. It is my favorite show of all time. If you haven't seen it, watch it. If you have seen it and you don't like it, fuck you, I don't like you anymore. Van Helsing. Van Helsing is another movie that's so bad it's good. I don't make any excuses for it. Fight Club. And then finally, Drive Angry. This is what I wanted from a Ghost Rider movie, okay? R-rated, dirty, violent, perverse. This is what Ghost Rider should be. Not this PG-13 Ghost Rider shit. Drive Angry is closer to what I wanted from a Ghost Rider movie than either of the Ghost Rider films have been. This one was a nice start to get towards the direction it needed to be. But it ain't there because it was still PG-13. Ghost Rider needs demons. It needs perverse, evil shit going on. Lots of fucking, lots of titties. That's what Ghost Rider's about. It is not a kid's comic book. It eventually turned into one, but it's just about one of the darkest comics that Marvel puts out. And this is what Ghost Rider should have been right here, folks. Drive Angry. If you want to see something that has a Ghost Rider type of vibe with the guy that escaped from hell and all this, you know, this is some real exploitative cheese, but it's good cheese. Anyway, that's my Blu-ray collection. Y'all asked to see it. Oh, I almost forgot. Lord of the Rings box set. And while I'm at it, this is something I've never shown in a video. This is the cover to Descendants' Cool to Be You album, autographed by Milo Aukerman, who is a email buddy of mine. I've been talking to him over email for years. The reason I point this out is there is a documentary coming out about the history of the Descendants. Any of you who are fans of punk rock, who love that 80s punk sound, especially this stuff that came out of California, this movie is called Filmage, the story of the Descendants. It already has a website and a trailer. It's called filmagethemovie.com. Please go there and show it your support if you are a fan of punk rock music. They are trying to find a distributor to get it in theaters. Otherwise, it'll likely be going straight to on-demand and Blu-ray. And personally, I cannot wait to throw my money at them. So that should round it out. That's everything. And if y'all want to see anything else, let me know. This is 7th.